All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the final Eagles stream of the season. Geelong versus West Coast, here from the UK. I got my coffee. I got my snack and chicken. And the Eagles will be seeking to win their sixth game of the year. And I think they're a chance. I'm lying. We're not a chance. Hello, everyone. We got Mitch Dawson. We got Brandon. We got Darth Jar Jar. Welcome. Let me know if I'm coming through all right. It's hard to tell early in these streams. They seem to go suspiciously well sometimes. We got AFL Time. Welcome. My English roommate was just asking me what the nature of this game is. And I explained to him it's a bit like Man City's playing Millwall, but Millwall has rested all their players. Like I compared it to a preseason game. Well, he did. And I said, yeah, it's like that, except Man City's listed as pretty much full strength team and Millwall's dropped their best players. I'm exaggerating a little. We haven't dropped all of our best players, but we have put in a lot of teenagers. I think this is our youngest team for the year. So this is a recipe for disaster. And the Cats are also still trying to get to a second spot, which I think is possible today with a 100-point win. So that is a great recipe for this stream. But today we're going to have fun. That's what we're here for. We got AFL Time, 45 points, you reckon? I would take that and run, to be honest. Unbranded. Brandon Titwest goes for the memes. Imagine that. G'day, Sean Christie. Hoping for a competitive game, as am I. Marek is sub. That is annoying. I don't like that choice, but fair enough. Press North fan who has already turned our game off in reporting to watch the Eagles. I haven't even... Is that happening? I thought we were the first game of the day. I haven't really looked at the thing. I think he was in the chat too. Sorry if I missed that. G'day, he. Good to have you. You could be getting flogged at the worst ground in the wet. Is it? I thought we were the first game of the round. Second game of the round. Let's have a look. It is Hawthorn, to be fair. Oh, yeah, Hawthorn's listed. Oh, no, I read that wrong. Yeah, UTAS. Oh, boy. I'm just having a look. Cherry playing well. Ginnivan, D'Ambrosio. Interesting. Marek cannot be the sub. Yeah, I don't love that. But we have also picked a tall team otherwise. I need to actually put the game on, don't I? Who else could have been sub? So I guess Clay Hall and Harvey Johnston. Probably the two that come to mind. Chess is in too, isn't he? As I'm loading the game here. Stephen Bolden's bracing for the worst. Brandon says that's rough. Yeah. Got forward. I got brought forward because of the weather. I've never seen a game do that before. Am I going crazy? That's the first time I've ever heard of a game being brought forward. Yeah, forgive me. It's 4:45 a.m., so I didn't see any of that until now. An old trauma bond. Yeah, I've literally just decided to think of this game as like a preseason game. That's my coping mechanism for how badly I think this is going to go. But we're here to have fun. Okay, so it's chucked on the whatever reason my feed has a Hawthorn game at the moment, so we'll sit through that for a minute. Hopefully it'll switch over soon. Nice weather in Geelong. Is it actually? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think anything helps us. It's that much of a lost cause. Chris Darling was in Perth. I can only hope he's playing a ton of games this year. Maybe Mitch, yeah. I suppose whatever games we give him this year, the less we are inclined to give him next year. But yeah, I would have thought it was a good opportunity to rest him as well. Thanks, Brooklyn. I hope you're right. I heard that on the Eagles podcast that Paul Curtis can bench 150, 160. What the hell? Anyone verify that? That's insane. He's not a big guy. I know there's not a great deal running on this. But come on, the Eagles. G'day, Samantha. Yes, exactly. He can. He benches 165. That is obscene. That's one of the craziest AFL facts. Wow. No, I did not. I swore I heard it correctly. But dude, what does he weigh? Like 80? Nah, that's probably an exaggeration. Probably a little bit heavier than that, but only a little bit of change heavier than that, I would say. I'm struggling to get the game up. If Richmond win, North finished last today, Jesse. Is that right? Far out. I haven't tipped Richmond, but here's the Gold Coast Suns in Melbourne. You never know. That would be crazy. North on the spoon. Has the game started for people? I'm struggling with my tech at the moment. Can't even know jar. I did not bench 160, that's for sure. Thank you, Richard. Let me know that Stanley's. Oh, yeah, no, I've got it now. I was on the tech issue. So for me, it's Jeremy Cameron, who I actually moved into my fantasy team today on the basis of knowing how this is going to go. How did Puff not make the 22 under 22? Well, great. Goal to Cameron to start off. I'm just going to update the score. How did Hop not make it? Well, I think my understanding is that team is fan voted. So, yeah, I think Draper, for instance, getting in ahead. I think Draper's been good, but I think you'd have to be silly if you've watched both teams to suggest that Brady Hoff shouldn't when Draper's in there. Thank you, Richard. Not meant to rain. I don't know. Do we want a bit of rain? I think we kind of want a bit of rain today. Geelong's percentage, they could literally make up 7. I don't know the specifics, but I'd imagine a 100-point win would get them 7%, and just hope that Port Adelaide lose to Fremantle, so they could leapfrog. Both teams actually, GWS and Port. Holmes out of the centre. Harry Edwards free kick. Can confirm it's a touch windy. Oh, Brooklyn, I don't think I knew that you were in Geelong. Maybe you told me and I forgot, sorry. Here we go, Eagles. Up the wing. Bit of space. Oh, lucky. Thanks, Rogie. We lose by less than 120, we'll call it a win. What would be considered a win? I think under 70, I'd breathe a sigh of relief. I wouldn't call it that a win, though. Under 40. Under 40 would be a pretty damn good result, honestly. Clay Hall. Second to ball there. It's cold. Haven't gotten out of bed yet. Damn. 12 degrees here. I'm sitting in footy shorts. Like, the houses are so well insulated. Off. Keeps it in. Does not keep it in. Belts it out of bounds. Commute there every day for work. Why did you move to Geelong? Was it your dad moving? Did you say something about that? Lightning affecting Demons games. Yeah, true. Saw that yesterday. I just tuned out. It's so annoying when it happens towards the end of the game. I was at the first one. As you may have been, Darby. Being an Eagles fan, you're at least aware of it. Come on, Eagles. Toby's not getting beaten, so I come here. Thanks, mate. Good to have you. Do you think I should change my tip from Richmond to Gold Coast? I'm not super confident, but I have tipped Gold Coast. They should win, honestly. I think Gold Coast will win. I think Gold Coast still have a bit of pride to play for. Hutchinson tries to burrow the ball out. Bose comes crashing through Holmes, and Geelong spread is good on the back of Max Holmes. Oh dear. Oh, that bounced perfectly for Cameron. Now, I wonder if Jimby will, I think that was Jimby, will look back on that and think, shit, how did I fall for that? Because Jeremy Cameron is a left footer and he balks towards the pocket and runs around and kicks him on the left. I think Jimby could have done better to anticipate that's exactly what was going to happen. Let's have a look. I feel like bit of an inexperienced mistake there from Jimby. I don't know if that would have prevented the goal. The ball sat perfectly for Jez, but like if I'm a defender running at him, I know exactly what he's going to do. The difference is that I would probably have fallen over and I have nowhere near the pace of Ruben Jimby. Restricted by Stewart. Now Chesser just shoved off the ball by Bruin. Reed first for a signing of him. Just flying on top of him is Jack Bowes. It was Harley playing. He's on the field. Richmond need to beat Gold Coast by 50. Oh, okay. Chesser. Oh. Tyler Jasmine did read the ball very well there. I feel like both teams' intensity is okay. But, yeah, massive golf inequality. Do you think North will lose by 100? Yeah, I suppose like looking at the finals race there, they're still, well, they can't actually catch the Bulldogs, but they do maybe want to stay ahead of Carlton or Fremantle based on a trip to the Gabba. So they want to avoid that trip to the Gabba. That's their motive. Interesting. Oh. 15 minutes away from you. There you go. Long Dempsey shot a goal. Hey. Lots of similarities to that game in 2012. Buddy kicked 13. I don't remember the details of that game. I actually remember being a bit annoyed because Lacroix had 12 and then Buddy kicked 13. Do I think Geelong will win by 63 or more? I do. I'll be stunned. Not stunned. Yes, kind of stunned if we lose by less than 63. I'll be surprised, not stunned. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. Well, it's only 55 points. I haven't watched a second of that game, so I couldn't speculate on how that finishes up. But again, yeah, a bit to play there for Hawthorn with percentage. The Saints will win by 148. Is that what they need to win by? Will that put Collingwood in the finals if the Saints beat Carlton and Fremantle lose? Imagine that. Imagine that happens. Stengel. That's Geelong rebound. Again, they've had a bit of access this way. Couple of Sorry, but yeah, I just have to look at like 4 players fly the ball, 2 Geelong players, 2 Eagles players. Guess which 2 players fall over. Guess which. That is just the most typical thing. Who were they as well? Well, it started with Hoff falling over in the middle of the ground. Who was it? Okay, so one was a collision, and Duggan fell over for no reason. Have a look. Okay. Yeah, Duggan just dropped his feet. He has no feet on him, mate. A lot of good qualities as a footballer, but losing his feet is one of his bad qualities. Right, I've got a bad feeling about this. To quote Obi-Wan Kenobi. Life without gums is going to be truly rough. Yeah, today, definitely. Oh, nice. Clearance from Petch. Smothered, unfortunately. Dangerfield easily brushes off Yo. A little bit of a fortuitous bounce for Cats players. A couple of nice touches from Petch. No Eagles player flies for the ball, dear. It's 2 Eagles to 1 Cat, and it was nearly an uncontested mark. Petch playing for contract. Well, he's got a contract for next year, but yeah, I suppose still applies. Eagles have no response to the Geelong rebound. Very true. One more premiership teams have missed finals of next year. Could have something to do with pre-seasons getting shorter. Yeah, for sure. Although we didn't. We're the best. Oh, good. Oscar Allen's injured. 12 minutes, 28 remaining for anyone not watching in the first quarter. Danger. Top of the goal square-ish. We are going to get smacked. Yes, we are. Waterman should be playing, yeah. We do need to draft the key back. Definitely. We can't go in next year without TB and a 32-year-old Gov. Oh, goal. I'm not writing off Bazzo and Edwards, but like them playing extended runs in the team is going to, like, if Gov's not there, will be bad for us. Yeah, these are average grounds. Yeah, what's with the final round getting Utah's Mars? GMHBA is not too bad, but it is weird to do that in the final round. Elaine's asking if Alan's injured. They just said he went off the ground with a lower leg injury. I didn't see any of it. Time and space, yeah. Another comeback king performance. I remember that game. I remember that game very fondly. It's funny that even in our one win there in 25 years, we were still getting belted by 9 goals. We still had that feeling. And they finished well. Still a good win, though. Free kick. Yeah. Oh, dear. We got 57 in the chat. Good to have you guys. Thanks for being here. If you could chuck a like on the stream, that would be muchos apreciados. And is that Shannon Neal lying out? I didn't quite see. He gets his opportunity to have a shot. I think his 13th game this season. He's kicked goals in all previous 12. He's in the top 3 with their running throughout the pre-season. So he's got that high ability. So hopefully that's lining up for goal here. Big heavy man, Neil. Oh, good rest. Oh God, this is getting that. I'm not shocked, but I just don't want this to be 200 points. It has absolutely crossed my mind. Absolutely has crossed my mind. We never get holding through. Yeah, we do seem to give up more, like a lot, don't we? Well, they just said that Kelly's been getting hold and hasn't had a free kick, but keeps one away. But yeah, not sure. 240. This is true. This is not an average West Coast game. This is worse. How many were the Cats kicking a row is a good question. I'm going to say 11. We haven't even gotten close. Sydney Portfields, wow. That's true. Harley slips. Tackle ball up. Brooklyn's saying 13, I'm saying 11. Did we have a goalless first half? My God, what was that kick? Is it windy? I think somebody did say it was windy, didn't they? 23 in a row. Was that Adelaide versus Freo? Fuck. Yeah, what was that game? 23. No, Adelaide was when they kept them to 13 points total. But Harley, hold up. Inside 50. That's probably our first proper inside 50 we're nuts to turn over. Geelong versus Freo in 2018. Wow. I vaguely remember reading about 23 goals thing. I can't say I really remember the game, though. I may have watched it, but not realised it was 23 or something like that. I don't know. Early days of True Footy, that one. Oh, God. Another try and goal. Wow. We'll get a priority pick this year? Question mark. I don't think so. I think 4.5 games used to be the threshold, and I know that's not the threshold anymore. It's more arbitrary. I feel like we've probably missed the boat there. Probably need one, though. Far out. Bulldogs did 21 in a row. I remember that. Yeah, it was 137 to 14. And I'm pretty sure Essendon was higher on the ladder at the time. God. 69 in the chat. I wonder how much people are tuning in to see this reaction. My God. I have no idea how bad this is going to get. Okay, Oscar Allen's back on the field. He's not going to see the ball. It does not matter, but as long as he's not injured. $37-0, baby. These last 2 weeks have really damaged Scoey's chances. Yeah. Definitely last week. It's hard to argue this week as well. We'll see. We might win. Brody finished bottom 4. Got a car park there just for you. Yeah. Come on, Brody. Yeah, 3 in a row. Bottom 4. Definitely the first time that's happened. Oh man, it's just pinging straight back to Geelong in every instance, and they're clean and we're not, amongst other things. Oh, Jimby, I think they're a little bit rattled because Jimby dropped one he should have marked. Rio kicked the 1 goal the whole game. Yeah, 30 to 113. Sorry, 13 to 130. I do remember that. I remember that because it was a hilarious Fremantle result. Waterman's playing fullback. Yeah. Yeah, might as well. No point having 4 talls doing nothing. Surely the Eagles have more heart than this. Oh, we'd surprise you. It is our youngest team of the year, but it's not really like something we can rely on for the first 5 minutes. We're just getting absolutely reamed in the centre as well, which is crazy because Geelong are bottom 6. Actually, no, Geelong are. I was going to say bottom 6 for clearance, but in the last 5 weeks, they're top 4 and 5th for scores from stoppage. So they've actually really flicked the switch in their midfield, and it's only 7-6 clearances, mind you. I don't think that is reflective of the actual midfield battle. It's actually, transition from defense to offense for Geelong was killing us. Amongst we're getting beaten and everything, but yeah. Sincerely surprised you're doing this one. Well, I thought about not doing it. Then I thought, well, this is my job for a start. And it's the last Eagles game for the year. The only reason I considered not doing it is because it's at 4 a.m. for me. But then I thought, screw it, I'm going to watch the game anyway. Might as well just do this. I've streamed some stinking Eagles games in my time. I've only streamed one Eagles win in the last 3 years. Ugh, free kick. Bit of biff brewing today. If it comes in form of biff, I think it will just be us getting humiliated and losing our temper. The drought since the Eagles won in Geelong can legally drink alcohol. That's jarring because I remember that day very well. I was 12. Every time Collingwood has won a game by 46 points this century, we formed a guard of umpire. What? Thanks, hee. True, yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough fortnight since our boys played each other. I feel like we've played at GMHBA. Do you feel like we've played at GMHBA against Geelong? Yeah, no, I looked it up. We played there in 21 and 22. We played there twice in 21 because Sydney had a game there. We didn't play them there last year. We played them in Gather Round. But in 2022, they beat us by 75, which I think is in serious danger of getting beaten at halftime today. The single greatest act of masochism. Yeah. That's what they call me. Best key defender we got. Yeah, I thought Oscar might go back. But he just sort of went off with that quad injury and came back on, so they might not bother with that. Happened twice last night for Razor. Okay. That is a fun fact, Rogie. I didn't really pick up on that. I didn't watch the end of last night's game. We're scoreless until halfway through the second. I remember that game. I streamed that. That was another stinker. Do you know what's happened to Oscar? Strapped his quad, came back on. He's all right, I think. Oh, here we go. Hey, Johnston. A very likely looking young fella. Here we go. Put a score on the board. Well, we scored. That is a weird shot, to be fair. Screw you, Sydney. We didn't get to 71. We scored, baby. That's all right. Pack her up. Blow the siren. Full time. 6-goal loss. I'll take that. 54 minutes versus Geelong. Is that how long we went without scoring a goal? I feel like we've done that a couple of times this year. We went back-to-back weeks with 2 goal quarters, I reckon, against GWS and the Bulldogs. I think both weeks we went goalless in the second and third terms. We didn't concede so heavily. We just couldn't score. Holmes, inside 50. Edwards, not really anywhere near that. Yeah, keep doing to win the flag, yeah. It would certainly help our percentage out. Another goal. I know you're worried about our younger players, but Ed Allen, yes, I have him in my fantasy team. I saw he did well. That's good. Hopefully we can con him into coming home. What is Petrol doing with that kick? I agree. That's a weird kick. Yeah, it was like he went for a pass, but it ended up being a behind. So, like, how do you square that? Who loses by more, West Coast or North? Oh, easily West Coast. Honestly, West Coast will lose by more. Last game of the season at GMHBA is a stinker, eh? Real rough. We played GMHBA in the final round like quite a lot. I'd say other than our home ground, we've played there more in the final round than any other ground, I reckon, in 15 years. Definitely did it in 2010. No, I saw that somewhere, West Coast playing the final round at GMHBA is a genuine thing. Well on Allen. How is it just like this intergenerational trauma of this ground? It doesn't make any sense. No, Liam Rye, that's correct. Eagles winning by 42. Yeah. Let's go with that. Richmond win the flag, Sydney win the spoon. That is a huge call. So we'll be giving Freo some support tomorrow. That's a good question. Will I support them? Probably not. I have tipped them, though. But I've tipped them every week in the last 3, and they have won. I suppose the natural thing is to go for Fremantle to make it exciting, but I don't know. I'm torn because it would be kind of funny to see them miss, but then I just think, my own team. My own team is so diabolical that I can only take so much joy in it. Hey, turnover. Yo, inside 50, needs to hit the kick. Finds Allen. First real shot at goal. Last round in 2022. I thought that might be the case. Thanks, Max. Who the fuck is that guy? Yeah. Yeah, we got a high number of players who have played under 10 games. Well, I think Hutchinson, Dewar, Johnston, and Hall. So 4 players who have played like probably 6 games or less. It's a good kick. Great goal. Well done, Oscar. Good for you. We keep our pants on. So even 30 minutes and the Eagles get their next goal. I know, right? I'm kind of glad we got one. If somehow the Saints don't win by 150. Yeah, I get that point, Brogy. I can see why you'd go for Freo. Would have dropped Darling for Reed, brought Flynn in for a taste, would have kept True. Yeah, I think Zane True getting dropped probably does spell the end for him. I don't know if I would have bothered with Archer Reed, purely because it just would have been a diabolical debut. I would have probably just gone with a shorter team. That being said, who else? You'd be looking at Cully or True. Both of whom may get the listed. Although they did see that Cully might get a contract, didn't they? Oh, here we go. Bose finds a target too easy. Drew getting dropped was a little rough. I'm trying to remember how he was against Carlton. Pretty bad, wasn't he? Like the whole team was bad. I feel like he had like 3 possessions, but they were all good. I don't know. In a day where we were horrible, I thought he looked good with the ball, but I don't think I think he barely touched it as well. So I think he's probably had his last game for us, unfortunately. A big love session here. I like it. The Eagles made the right selection in the past few years. Do you think Richmond or West Coast have a chance of rebuilding for West Coast? So North could get there quicker because they've got a lot more talent. It's just a case of making sure that they can move up the ladder and improve, considering how young they are. Honestly, if Richmond beat us back up the ladder, that will be an indictment on us because I think they're really hamstrung list-wise. I'll say North get good first, then West Coast, then Richmond. Do I think we've made the right decision? I'm comfortable with our list decisions, I think. To be honest. Ask me again at the end of this draft and trade period because this is a big one again. But given the injury crisis, I can understand why we went somewhat hard over the last few years. We have still lost a lot of players, like through retirement or whatever. So there's nothing really standing out to me, other than maybe like veterans getting some longer contracts. But that seems to be a little bit more standard now. Someone predicted West Coast beat Freo by a point in Derby Grand Final. My God, imagine that. Yeah, True got 19. He was on my fantasy bench. This Reed kid never breaks a tackle. True. That's why he's a great fisherman. 50 points. Okay, so 200 is absolutely on today. Let's have a look at the live ladder. More curious, just morbidly curious how our percentage is going to go. Or more so Geelong. So Geelong's up to 110%. They've made up 3% in a quarter. Holy fuck. That's crazy. 3%. Hawthorn's percentage is 115 now. Wow. So they can still get a home final if Brisbane lose to Essendon, which is unlikely. But they should have Carlton covered now. So they might avoid a trip to the Gabba, which I'm sure they'll prefer. Reggie Mills says West Coast got to lock in. Yeah. We do need to lock in. That's one of the great fishermen indeed. North hit Armstrong badly. He's in the top 10. Hang on, Ali's on the screen. Have a shot, son. Got too close to the player. Yikes. He's in the top 10 by the end of the year. We're going to reach for him, is the rumor. Where have you heard that, if you don't mind me asking? Is that like a big footy thing or Reddit or Luke Trainer might go to West Coast? I don't think we'd take a defender with our first pick. I think we're going to go midfield. But yeah, if we get another pick in the top 10, maybe. On track for 224. Yeah. My God. Imagine we lose by more than 186 points. Fuck. Cannot rule this out. Headcanon theories that the Eagles will win the premiership 2030. We'll see. It's hard to jump on that right now. Got 55 in the chat. Thank you for being here, guys. Chuck a like on the stream. Hey, missed. What an idiot. What a loser. Oh, boy. G'day, Jai. Knew we would get smashed today. Yes. Yep. Agreed. Like I said, I tried to think of it more as a preseason game where we get to see a bit of the youth. As such, we barely had the ball. So, oh, boy. Where do people think West Coast are going to finish next year? I'd probably bet on bottom two based on the fact that Richmond should still be worse. If Richmond trade players like we expect them to. Will you split your pick to take Liam Baker? I would hope that we don't split our first pick to do that. It really depends. If somebody's willing to give us like 5 and 18 for 3, which is unlikely, then maybe. And we give 18 for Baker. Because 3 to 5 is not too bad. But 3 to like 8 or 9 is probably a bit stanky. Reggie says 16th. Brandon says 17th. Reggie says 19th. I'll say 17th. Sid Draper is again my number 1 pick. There you go. He could, yeah. He's having a pretty good season. Or like post champs, his form in the sample is good. So he's among my favorites for our pick. Oh, thank you from Argentina. Appreciate that. I did stop short of saying your name out loud. Lorsha, forgive me, but I appreciate your comment. Thank you. Lorsha Jay-Z. I feel like that's meant to be pronounced a certain way that I do not know off the top of my head. He reckons 14th. God bless you, he. I don't know, it's so hard to be optimistic since the last 2 games. I'm sure I'll find a way to get into Eagles nuffy mode again, but right now I'm just like, oh. 5 wins has to be an improvement for you guys. You're right. I do think that with the injuries or lack of injuries this year, we should have expected better form anyway. So I'm not getting too excited about 5 wins. Jake, this is an embarrassing effort. No lead tackles, no pressure. Yeah. Forgive me, I'm eating my snack and chicken, but yeah, you're bang on. It's poor. I'm just becoming desensitized now. Agreed. We do need to make this this Barras deal work. And I hope it doesn't sour the relationship, whatever happens. That's important to me. Sour with Barras, not Hawthorn necessarily. Monique Conti would absolutely make this team. Why was Oscar annoyed? I can think of a few things that wouldn't have annoyed him in this game so far, to be fair. Are you going to review your 2024 ladder prediction? I am. Once the finals are finished, I think. But off the top of my head, pretty happy with it. I had North 18th, West Coast 17th, Richmond 16th. Richmond obviously finished bottom of that group, but they also had an injury crisis. So I feel like that's very defendable. I think I tipped GWS to beat Sydney in the grand final. That's not looking too bad. I tipped Melbourne and Port to miss the finals, but I was kind of just picking roughies. The Melbourne call looks good. The Port Adelaide call looks bad. I think I got Essendon right about right. I had Collingwood sliding to 5th, but obviously they slid a bit further than that. But I got criticism for having them sliding. And they slid further. So I think this year will be a relatively good reaction, as in me reacting to my ladder prediction. I feel like it was all right. Considering they're all just like guesswork, obviously. Everyone knows the draft starts in the 30s. Yeah, that's been the West Coast for the 2018 to 2021. Crows and Essendon can get worse, really. I think the Crows... I think the Crows should get better, but there's going to be a lot of teams I expect to play finals next year that may not make it this year. Gold Coast and Fremantle, I think, will be worth considering for your top 8 next year. North finished last, Richmond jump a bit. Ooh, I still think North will finish high. Last week was by far the worst home game I've ever been to. Flat the entire game. Yeah, I never know if I'm being like having recency bias when I say, no, that's the worst game of the year. That's the worst one. But I feel like the Carlton one is. I said the same thing about Hawthorn, but I think this might actually be worse. Rogie had the pie second. Harley, a couple of comments about Harley being selfish. Champions want to talk about doing the basics well. I've noticed that a couple times in this game. I'm not saying that's wrong because I'm watching super closely, but I would say that there is absolutely dog shit around him, to be completely honest. But I'll pay attention more from now on. You think Geelong had the breeze that quarter? It's possible. We got butchered by what was happening up the ground as much as anything, but it's possible. But if we have the breeze, all that's going to happen is they're going to hit one less goal than what they did in the first quarter. Giants to win premiership. Yeah, so that was GWS v Sydney grand final. I think I tipped GWS preseason to win it. Essendon next year. I need to consider that. And at the moment, it feels like similar to this year. But I need to really think about that. Thanks to your channel, I'm learning a little about AFL, something that didn't really exist here. Follow Carlton in North Melbourne. That's cool. That's cool. How did you discover football or AFL? I presume you found AFL and then somewhere along the line found True Footy. But good to have you. That's great. The second quarter is now started. Gold Coast had the easiest fixture. Actually, I think we need to have another look at the fixture rating and weight it on this year's ladder position, not last year's, because I saw somewhere West Coast had the third hardest fixture, like pre-season. Geelong get a point. But have played the least amount of teams currently in the top 8, which is just great. They've only played 7 games against top 8 teams or top 12 teams or something like that. How can that be right? How come we've only played 7 games against the top 12? That doesn't make any sense, does it? It must have been the top 8. We've played them all once. That doesn't make any sense either. I need to review that. Either way, we had played the least amount of top 8 teams. Had the easiest fixture. That part is correct. It's just the details I'm starting to fade on. Okay, thank you, James. Clarifies that. I did see that. So there's some other variables like travel and where the games are, but yeah, I think it's worth looking at it after the season. We had the hardest fixture, not before. Stangle. Oh boy. Bart Explosion says, what did we expect? This is exactly what I was expecting. What service? Watch AFL, Colin. Northern play the third most games against the top 8. Wow, there you go. Yeah. My God. This is diabolical. There's a part of me that wants the players to get humiliated. That's just me being bitter. I don't know if I really mean that. But fuck me. We sucked. Forgive me, I think I just sighed and a little bit of chicken came back. I hope you didn't see that. If you did, well, now I feel a lot closer to you all. Oh, double the amount of disposals, 123 to 62. They used up all the ad breaks already. That's funny. We're giving away a lot of free kicks because we're second in the ball and doing silly things here and there. We give away a lot of free kicks and 50s. It's really annoying. What's my opinion on cheese? It's all right. Yeah, I don't have a lot of cheese in my diet at the moment. I like it on a burger. I do like brie cheese, crackers. It's good stuff. In these tough losses, you want to see heads roll. You want to see records broken. It's true. It really does. It really does reach a point where you're just like, nah, fuck them. I'm not saying I'm there yet for this game. I do have a bit of empathy for the amount of young players playing this game. And I mean, as in, I feel bad for them. Like Clay Hall doesn't need to be battered by 200 points. I forgot Bazzo was playing. I agree. It's good to see him come back into the team, although it did make me nervous. Edwards and Bazzo are probably just a bit underdone. Well, Bazzo's underdone. It's a bit too much of a raw dog in key back situation. We've had 11 inside 50s to their 17. That's not that much of a battering. I mean, they've been dog shit inside 50s, but strange. Tackle count, good question. Have a look. Top 5 BNF. Gov, absolutely. Waterman, Reed, Yo, and Kelly. I'd say Barris will definitely be in there. He's probably third. Duggan will also be there. I think he's been better than Kelly and more consistent than Reed. And Reed also missed more footy, although Duggan had a concussion. Cripps with a blind kick inside 50. Did Duggan have 2 concussions or just one? Can't remember. Jesus should be AA. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Gov. Yeah, I hope so. But he's missed a handful of games. Oh, he's played enough, I think. What's the minimum? Like 16? Hoff top 5. Yeah, Hoff could be there. Hoff could legitimately be there. Hoff and Duggan. Sheeja retire. That's not a bad call. I mean, I think it's worth asking the question. I wouldn't bet on it, but you never know. There's really stuff we just aren't privy to. No way. Far out. What a goal from Cameron. My God. This is so fucking bad, man. This is not... I don't feel like this is going to let up. I feel like this is so bad. I told everyone, as much as I didn't want to be a negative douche in the preview, which I was, this is just exactly what I was expecting. A lot of team had governed the team. That's a good point here. I have seen his name popped up a little bit more. I feel like Kane Corns on radio was kind of unconvinced by them saying, I think it was Hoyne making the case for Gov, and he's one of the selectors, right? So I won't get my hopes up, but I do think he deserves it. I think he's been unreal. This is how the Saints started against the Cats. I don't think it's quite as bad as I think it's much worse than the Saints. Hey, we got a clearance that actually wasn't pointless. Mind you, we are now hemmed back past the center line. That's holding the ball. No, to be fair, there's no blue jumpers around him. There was absolutely no. Jeff says this doesn't feel like a game. That's a good point. It doesn't feel like a game. It feels like we're watching very interesting end-to-end match simulation drills. Tui on your boot. Twitty's nuts. Hey, West Coast free. Doesn't help with no Barris McGovern. It definitely doesn't help. It doesn't help. Purely because Gov and TB do so much papering over the cracks. They've been huge this year. Yeah, Kane Corns definitely has his teams that he hates, I feel. How's Josh Rochelle getting dropped? How's Rory Laird's comments, though? I think I think the criticism should well and truly be on Rory Laird for saying stuff like that in the media. I think that's lame. I think some of the wax on Adelaide are fair. I think Kane sort of went off a bit emotionally on Rochelle. I'm not saying he was wrong with his points, but it came across as salty. It's a little bit strong. Adelaide should have dealt with Rochelle internally. They dealt with it poorly. I wouldn't be surprised if he's feeling a little bit hung out to dry there. Jordan Dawson said shit too, really. I suppose he has to back the decisions. If Dawson just back the decisions, I can make sense of that. But Laird, was quite critical. Turning on the 2006 grand final. It's not a bad idea, actually. I might watch that later. My completely biased opinion, but I honestly think 2006 is the best grand final I've ever seen. And I think gets overlooked. I think it was better than 18. Which I know is not the only other good grand final. But yeah, I think it's the best West Coast one, and I think it's the best I've seen. And there has been some unreal ones, but better than 2021. Well, I liked 2021, Melbourne winning, but yeah, obviously. 70 points. That was a weird grand final, but was it 70 points in the end? Something like that. It's crazy. But it was exciting. It was, much different to 2022. That was similar margin, but not exciting because it was over very early. Tampi was held. I don't know, Rogie. The thing, I was about to make a point and I realized it was wrong. I was going to say Collingwood didn't lose the lead late, did they? But neither did West Coast in 06. I don't know. I still think 06, to be honest. James says my first grand final was 2018. That's awesome. I had driven over 15, and obviously that went the way it did. So when Collingwood kicked the first 5 goals in 18, I was sitting there going, do I leave? Obviously, he's never going to leave, but the thought crosses your mind when you hear 100,000, well, let's call it 70,000 Collingwood fans going nuts. Being a Geelong fan must be so fun. I mean, probably, yes. I wonder if you get kind of bored of just being this above average good team. Winning flags is different. Oh, he's dropped that. This is pathetic. Come on, Eagles. Oof. Fuck, man. Oh, when's the draft? That's how we can take some control back in our lives. That's where we win. That's where we make our money back, baby. Yeah, I can't complain. More just lamenting how crazy bad we are now. I remember the power getting cut when she was lining up. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. That's horrible, Darth. I hate that story. I mean, it's had a happy ending, but brother, what? That's crazy. I would not be happy. The power got cut. Wow. Okay, so Geelong have moved just about even with GWS. Again, all of that is irrelevant if GWS win, but if they lose, then it costs them. Well, actually, would GWS prefer to finish 4th and not go to Adelaide? They'd stay in the state and play Sydney. Did they beat Sydney? I don't think they did beat Sydney, did they? $67 in the chat. Up the Eagles. My left arm hurts. I don't know why. I'm right-handed before anyone makes that joke. I think it's gym related. I didn't even lift weights. I might have slept funny. Anyway, that was not at all interesting. Just go and get the coaching job. Honestly, I think I still hope he's a major candidate. I think he's got to go through the process like everyone else. But given that Cox and Graham and Hanson dropped out, his case gets stronger. Well, at least the talent pool around gets thinner. Brett Montgomery hopefully has a crack, so maybe one of those two. But there's so much to play out. I'd feel silly trying to lock in a favourite right now. Eagles comeback incoming. At least we know Harley doesn't like GMHBO. That's a great call. Get him to hate this ground. Hawthorn got slaughtered by Fremantle on the final round last year. I'm hoping that's what this is. A precursor to insane dominance. Out of bounds. West Coast is still trying to get Cox again. Yeah, then I saw Cox came out again and said no. I hear he likes the MCG though. Yeah. Honestly, I wonder where Collingwood's going to be in 3 years. They're at a very precarious point. I'm not necessarily saying they're screwed or anything, just to be clear. But if you ignore the fact that it's Collingwood, just look at the list, you think, shit. Sure, they could win the flag again next year and make me look silly. I'm talking about what happens immediately after that. Now, if you win the flag again, it doesn't matter. And the fact that you won one makes it also not matter. But Petrocelli goal missed. Fuck. Yeah, I'm just saying that will be an interesting watch. And I think next year when you can trade future picks, gives Collingwood a chance to refresh their list in a way that doesn't rely on getting high draft picks. Potentially. They're going to need to moneyball a few things, though. Bevo, Ratnell, Nicks to coach the Eagles for a season. I don't know about getting a coach for a single season. If you did, you'd want it to be Paul Roos. Which is not a thing. Ed Allen, Will Parker, Charlie Dean, and Togia. Ambitious. In fact, we've gone from winning premierships to accepting losing by 70 as a win. Well, we're there. We're already at 70 points, and we still didn't win. Well, Cameron hasn't kicked this goal on my screen yet. But far out, man. God, Cameron. Tell you what, best decision I made this week. I had better options for my fantasy team, and I saw Jeremy Cameron was worth whatever he's worth, and I thought, nah, screw it. I'll keep 200K in the bank, which I didn't even spend, to just get Jeremy Cameron in. And what a great call that's looking like. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Just good stuff. Freddie Wills could get Mark Neal. Well, we just sacked Matthew Knights, didn't we? Or let him go? Yeah, Matthew Knights was literally an assistant coach at West Coast this year. And he's left, yeah. Or maybe that's what you knew and meant. But he's leaving West Coast. I don't think that's going to be a thing. It trickles in for an inside 50. Woo! Tyrell. Oh, dear. Well done, Dewar. Duggan. Shank. I think we've mentally checked out so hard. I know I have, Bark. Problem is as well, when you finish the season this poorly, I know I'm going to have to deal with so much West Coast negativity this offseason. Not saying it's not there, but I just kind of wish we, won our last 2 games, and I feel like that goes a long way. Oh my God, Cameron's had 4 disposals, 4 kicks, 4 goals. Wow. What do you do in these situations? Well, you grin and bear it and understand that this is character building. I've been through this before. I don't need any character building. I'm already the full package. Boy. I don't need any more resilience. West Coast Young Guns. Oh, I got sick reading that. Good mark, Chesser. Spending a bit of time in defence, perhaps. Brandon's jaded. Yeah. I feel jaded at the moment too. I think I'll be okay, but yeah, right at the moment, I think last week just knocked the wind out of my sail. Phone's buzzing. I wonder if it's about a football. Oh, good. I looked away and another goal. This is literally going to be a 200-point loss. This is fucking crazy, man. Yeah. We even get smashed in Geelong when we're good. Yeah, so you take that in equation and then add in the fact that we are terrible. We are already terrible. And young as well. Dempster is very good. You say Dempster? Dempsey. I read it as Dempster and I said it out loud, but Dempsey. He is very good. Had another player out of my fantasy team for a long time. Did you ever really want to win? I'm looking at that ladder. I suppose they still can play for top 2. If I bet it's second is better than third. Second is better than third and fourth, but fourth is better than third. Weird equation for them, in my opinion. I think they'd rather play Sydney and Sydney. Oh, mind you, they could back themselves to play in Adelaide. Oh my God, Cameron's lining up for another one. I can't believe that. Going to be our first 100-point loss this year. Yeah, by half time. Christopher, I'm with you on that. Hewitt, I feel like, is an important player for us. So hopefully he Dempster is Dempsey's nickname. Okay, that makes sense. I just assumed it was autocorrect. Cameron. Oh, it's a good kick. Now, brother. I'm actually starting to get nervous. I have been disassociating, but now I'm nervous about how bad this is going to get. It's insane. This is just insane. I'm not smiling because I'm happy. This is just a nervous reaction that happens to me sometimes where I laugh at how bad my football team can be. It's consistent. I'm consistently laughing nervously when we lose like this. Those guys might never win again. Is that 5? That's 5 for Cameron. Fuck. Wow. Imagine being 82 points down. We've been here before. That's the stupid thing. It's not actually the first time this has happened to us. Melbourne scored at halftime. That's a good question. Can they be bothered looking it up? It's not a smile, it's a grimace, yeah. Is there any chance Geelong decide the second half is not that important and they stop trying to win by 2 million points? Is there any chance of that? I don't know. They still have percentage to consider. How do I sit down and watch this, brother? Well, it's a great question. At the moment, it's my job. And now that I've started, I can't stop. Like a car crash. And also the shame of turning it off would be a bit lame, wouldn't it? Do you reckon a final, let's say fortnight, because last week was bad too. Do you reckon a final fortnight that has been as bad as West Coast has been is meaningfully going to affect list management decisions and how brutal they are? Or do you think this stuff is kind of predetermined and decided beforehand? And how much should? I mean, maybe they look at this as a springboard to be like, nah, fuck you. I don't care about your contract. I'm tearing it up. You're going to go play it whoever next year. If we had, let's say we beat Gold Coast and North in the final 2 rounds, would that play into our thinking at all? Is there any impact these losses will have on how we go about it? I probably think it's more likely been predetermined. We've had 23 weeks to decide on these folks. Wasn't it Kerno who kicked them on Bazo? Probably. Can't be good for his confidence. That's a fair point. Bazo has dealt with a lot. I think he'll be okay. Needs to develop physically, get fit and healthy, and he'll get better over time. Far out, man. This is insane. I'd say this is worse than I expected, to be fair. I expected it to be pretty bad, but I expected 100 points. He's kicked it. I expected a 100-point loss, but we're there at halftime. So we are in Sydney territory now. Do you reckon Simo's watching this going, Probably not. Maybe, though. Final 2 weeks hurt Scoper's chances. I do. I think it's probably just gone from back to neutral. If that makes sense. I don't think he should drop below baseline as though he's done a bad job, because this team is a dumpster fire already. So I think he should just be considered in the same way we consider Brent Montgomery, etc. Whoever else applies. Hey, baby, get the ball. Poor Simo, both teams he's supposed to get slaughtered. That's a good point. Yeah, how is the North game going? I presume you're watching the North game here. Scoper was one of the decision makers since 2021. I mean, that's fair. I haven't watched since halftime for the North game. Wow. Well, you tuned into a much better game. Got 92 in the chat. Thank you, guys. Please chuck a sympathy like on the stream. I'm just doing it for the algorithm, not vanity. So if anyone wants to chuck a like on the stream, I'd really appreciate it. I don't remember the last time we had uncontested possessions. Are these like the 3rd and 4th times we've recorded that stat? Does Bailey just run around someone? Jeez. Darling's playing. Hey. He stands up and says, "That's right. I still exist." To be fair, it's not his fault. The ball hasn't been forward. Sickening enjoyable. You are sick in the head. Darren says, "I don't know if I can keep watching. This is about to be 2 consecutive seasons." Yeah, it absolutely could be that way. I presume Sydney was in over 100 points at halftime. Yeah, they were, right? against us because I think they were like 167 at 3/4 time, if I remember correctly. Eagles kick a goal. Comeback is on. Oops. Hawks 113. What is the score there? Oh, is that the percentage? Oh, that's actually their score. Geelong's nearly caught that up, man. That's crazy. Oh, thanks, Brandon. I honestly don't blame. I don't blame the Eagles fans turning this off. Like, how can you blame them, right? See you in 30 minutes. That's a good point, Max. 107-40. We've won the hit out to advantage. Well, yeah, I think we were ranked dead last for that stat. So, but Geelong's rucks aren't, the best. Holmes. Fuck, man. At least I got a couple of Geelong players. I've got Humphreys and I've got Jezza, and I have Holmes. Rogy's enjoying himself. Oh, that's good. That's good, buddy. I'm just having a look at the fantasy points for a second. See if Lawson Humphreys is doing much. Not a whole heap. 93 at halftime. Okay, thank you for checking that out, Richard. I assumed it was over 100, so they must have kicked like 12 in the third quarter. What's the highest halftime score we've seen in the last 30 years? I remember West Coast has kicked 100 points, I reckon, once and a half against Carlton in 2003. I remember that. We ended up on 187. 93-25. Thank you to Angus. Rhett Bazzo is ass release. He's he's ass. Release his ass. Or are you saying he's ass release? To be completely honest, I'm missing a lot of what's happening because I'm looking at the chat and then I look back and Geelong's lining up for goal. And I'm not mad about it. There's nothing to see here. 94-1. That was right. I remember that. 94-1. 124 they scored. Okay, was that a halftime? That's got to be the highest halftime score. 7 goals and a half to Jeremy Cameron, brother. Oh my god. Fucking hell. It's crazy. Imagine Jessica Cameron kicks 15 goals. Fart explosion. Holy fuck, man. Excuse the language. It's 4 a.m. and my team is losing by 100 points at halftime. Imagine if Cameron kicked something like 19, which surely he doesn't. Like, even for the pace of this game, that would be crazy. But if he kicked 19, that would be insane. Typical G'day, Cardi. Typical AFL 23 score. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Reed could have won the Rising Star? Perhaps. I don't know. Sam Darcy's going pretty well, right? I've kind of lost track of who's actually leading contenders. It feels like a pretty open pool. It might be Oldie Dempsey at this point. Edwards takes a defensive mark. How are we not last? Yeah. No, we beat Fremantle. That's the funny part. How? Yeah. This team sucks. Yeah, if you didn't know. Making an even 100-point margin. Stengel. Fucking hell, man. I'm actually fascinated now. I'm fascinated to see how bad this gets. How do you delete stream? Holy shit. I wonder what they sound on Big Footy. I'm just going to morbidly, out of morbid curiosity, just check what the boys are saying. Shut up, Rogie. I've been laughing for a while, Stephen. I've been laughing for a while. A little bit of sleep deprivation, delirium is a factor, but Kelly gets the ball. Hang on, boys. We might actually do something. Is that not a free, darling? I think he might have thrown his head back a little bit there. Poor Harley, man. I forgot he was playing. I forgot a lot of West Coast players were playing. I'm like, oh, yeah. 100 in the chat. G'day, guys. It's a war zone on Twitter. Well, North and West Coast fans are fighting each other on Twitter. Don't they have anything better to do, like cry about their own team? Seriously, what a cripple fight that is. No disrespect to North. I think we took the cake this week. I think we took the cake. But still, I wouldn't be getting into any football debates right now. Fuck. Thank you, Natalie, for saying that. Drew's in the chat. Welcome, mate. I don't know why I was just so nice to you. I hate you. Oh, of course that happens. Owen goes before he marks it. At least it was a nice kick, though. I don't really care about the goal at this point, but that was a nice left-footed kick from Johnston. It's nice to see like someone show some skill. Just pay the mark out of pure sympathy. You can call it quits at halftime. No, I'm curious to see how bad this gets. There's this like sadomasochistic. S&M. That's weird. Masochistic, sadistic part of me that wants to see how bad this gets. Yeah, you're right, Phil. How do you analyze this game, bro? That's a good point. I haven't even bothered. And I don't know what I'm going to say in the review. Tracy said, well said. I will laugh, though, and say that after round one, Druzy was like, you boys are sleeping on Fremantle. And they might not even make the 8. Which is more embarrassing than this, obviously. This is a black comedy now, not a sports game. It is. That's exactly what's happening. Simpson has to go, says cheeky fella. I agree. I don't know how the man still has a job. Just turn on the North game. Emoting on McDonald's head. What exactly does that mean? What was he doing? There is no way you take the cake for being worse this week, hee. The review will have to be 10 beers deep. Absolutely. Don't turn it on, Freo. I will try. I will do what I must. Oh boy, 111 in the chat. This is the best performing stream all year. Thank you, guys. I think your reasons for being here might be a little bit sadistic, but I appreciate you being here. 116. Druzy says you suck. Yeah, well, at least I don't have gingivitis, bro. Nick Watson doing his dumb celebrations. It's worse than Jessica King 7. Is it? Is it really, though? I don't know. Come on, Druzy, get your Freo boys and your old coach to win. One view for every point of the margin. That means I might have 200 in the second half. Thoughts on the first half? Well, I don't know what I can possibly say about this first half. It was just one-way traffic, and I think the scoreline says it all. I have no thoughts. West Coast will put pressure but not score much. Yeah, well, that's the best case scenario. We just limit them to 7 goals in the third term. Just picturing what the back page of the West Australian is going to look like tomorrow. Do you get more viewers when West Coast win or lose? It depends on what was the expected result. So if West Coast win a surprising game, and to be fair, all the wins are surprising wins. But so yeah, this year it's gone well. But if you imagine a year where we're like mid-table, like you get more views if we like lost to the bottom team or beat the top team. So it's more about whether or not the result or the game was good or surprising, I should say. Melbourne kicked 124. All right, sweet. So we're 10 points off that, eh? 10 points. Suit up, Jesse. They need help. Honestly, mate, yeah, I could use me in the back half as a loose man, as I've been described in some parts of town. As long as North don't lose by 100, I'll be happy. Why is that? Oh, okay. I don't want receipts. I don't think they will. I suck at math. Come back, Simo, we were wrong. There's a little bit of indication there. I don't know if Govern Barris would have really done anything today, because you think about, there's not a lot of like aerial contest marks they're winning. They're all like winning, they're marking the ball in the lead, like under no pressure quite a lot. So it's hard to know if TB and Gaff would have really like mitigated this scoreline much. Might have the second coach sacked in here. Imagine that. I wonder if that's ever happened. Well, we know Essendon have done it with CEOs. Okay, so the Hawthorn North game's up to 80 points. What's our percentage now? Still 67.1. Interesting. Well, this would be the first time in our history we've been 100 points down at halftime, I'm going to guess. Geelong's made up that percentage in half. Well, they've made up 6 of the 7% on Port Adelaide in a half. So they're still got a whole percentage point they need to get on Port. Crazy. Back page, West Australia. RAP Scofield. My God, yeah. How come Geelong never drop off entirely? Well, the players they've recruited have been better, probably. Like, well, we consider like Jeremy Cameron. Whereas the teams you mentioned there didn't pick up a Jeremy Cameron. It's not just that. Their ability to get players playing well consistently, but also deep into their careers, and their ability to find role players late in drafts to keep it going. It's a variety of many different factors. Since when has AFL.com had a live updating ladder? Yeah, there used to be a button where you tick live. So that's been a thing for a long time. I'm looking on my laptop, so I find that on the website homepage, it's not live. You click on it, it goes to the full ladder, and then you see the live ladder. Thanks, Darian. Forgive me if I've said that wrong, Darian. I appreciate you saying that, mate. Thank you. Hey, Graz. Hawks are averaging a goal every 2 minutes. I think you lose by 100. Perhaps, indeed. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they're still thinking of percentage. They got Carlton to consider. I don't know. They're probably clear of Carlton now. Jerry had a good game with Gawn, having a stinker. Yeah, possibly. I'm right there with you, Kempy. Graz says West Coast should just fold. Do you reckon Fremantle will get like a commemorative DVD about when they finished 9th this year to go with like one of their best ever seasons? Is this season of the decade, or is it's top 2 probably, along with 2022? I got nothing. I'm trying my best to fire back at you, man. I'm well aware what the score is. Trading Petrarca, future person, Ash Johnson. Yeah. We'll be asking for 2 first-round priority picks. Yeah, do you reckon this game is just a ploy? It's obviously not. But imagine it's a ploy for priority picks. We'll get on. Is it 93? There you go. Well, you're going to have to do better than that, North, to catch up to us. We did it in a half, man. Scotty said the Eagles are too scared to post anything on their Facebook feed. That's hilarious. So they're actually not posted the halftime score. I don't blame them, honestly. They should still post it, but I don't really care that much. I know the score well and truly. All right. Second half starting soon. I need to grab my coffee and empty my blood. I'm going to be 60 seconds. Don't trip. I didn't need to pee after all. Well, actually, my roommates haven't showered. I don't know why I lied just now. I know we're not last, but we deserve the number 1 pick. Yeah, we're going to have to appeal Richmond's number 1 pick. Jesse copying what West Coast are doing. Running away. Have a Yugoslavian name. A solid attempt. Okay, thank you. I should have scoped it all to get sacked. We can't really get sacked, right? It's the last game. The other reality is, like, if Schofield doesn't get the senior coaching job, he will almost certainly be moved on. Just because that's what happens when new coaches come over, right? They refresh the whole coaching staff. So Schofield will either be senior coach or be gone, I'd imagine. I can't imagine he stays as a senior assistant. We're doing worse than when we lost by 171. I forget the exact details of that, but the scoreline is certainly worse. And I mean, I remember the game very well, but I couldn't tell you whether that was worse. It probably was, though. Time to eject Marek up forward. Well, it's just that the ball's never been forward. So I'd probably get him to replace a forward and then play him backline. I don't know, wing. It all just feels futile at the moment. Imagine either getting the top spot or nothing at all. Montgomery, new coach. Yeah, Montgomery could be coach. Giants guy, I can't spell. That's funny. Not a great advertisement for the coaching position. No, it's not, is it? I think, surely, I mean, coaching gigs are just so rare. You don't like discriminate too hard against the coaching position just because it looks hard. It goes for any coach, any team. I mean, unless you like Buckley. Not that he would come anyway, but yeah. Brad Scott, the new Eagles coach. I think we could. That's everything Essendon. Hello, mate. Or guys. No, that's sorry. Absolutely, Essendon is the guys. Everything Essendon is one guy. I know that's in jest, but I think we could do worse than Brad Scott. I wouldn't bother like trying to poach him though. I know it was a joke, but yeah. Kieran, something fundamentally wrong with the West Coast midfield, eh? Yeah. Where to start? I mean, let's have a look at the midfield stats. I have admittedly not really bothered to be analysing this game super critically, but at one point the clearance numbers weren't too bad. Because that's not where the game's been lost. So uncontestable, we're down by 80.5. That's absurd. Thanks, Graz. Got a feeling the Eagles need the first one after halftime. Jude, ask, is he interim? Jared Schofield is interim, so this is his last game as coach, unless he gets the job. As a Crows fan, West Coast look horrid, but got a great fan base. Great home stadium. Yeah, well said, I think. Not that I'm feeling particularly braggy about West Coast at the moment. I think it's more just like, as far as senior coaching goes, roles go, they're always going to go at a team that is struggling, right? Any team that has sacked their coach is in a bit of a spot of bother. And yes, we're in quite a bit of a spot of bother, but it's still pretty brave to like turn down the job entirely. Different when you move in states, have a young family, I agree. What have I missed, says Pies Footy? There was a thunderstorm, so they've delayed the first half. It hasn't started yet. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I think we're a chance today. Oh, yeah, Schofield is going to get the job for sure. I don't know if that was sarcastic, but I read it as sarcastic. West Coast have the pick of the litter in the Waffle League. Yeah. Electric Boogaloo. Hawks up by 100 points. Wow. Okay. Wow, North. How do you suck so bad? How embarrassing. So the inside 50 is 34-21. That's like not that different to a game we'd be losing by 7 goals. This has really not been the main problem. It's been the ease at which the ball has come in. And I can think of 6-7 goals where there was just Geelong players doing their own thing and West Coast playing poker in the corner, which would be more fun, to be fair. Maybe can get Clarko. I don't think North would sack Clarko, surely. North finishing the season with back-to-back 100-point losses is diabolical. I would argue West Coast's level of diabolical is pretty even, if not worse, actually, I would say. Yeah, 106 points. Wow. Boy, oh boy. Well, West Coast actually hasn't lost a game by 100 yet either, because our biggest loss was 99 points. Never played footy above under 18s, yeah. Mate, I think I'd throw my hat at the ring at this point. At the ring? Sorry. I notice when I get tired, I start slurring words and saying things dumb. Not like normal. But I'm sure we're all tanking. Well, West Coast's position can't change, so I seriously doubt we're tanking. We did rest a few senior players and bring young guys in. That is definitely true, but this is also going to be our worst ever loss. Probably. Worst ever loss was Essendon, 174? And Sydney was 171. I think we're seriously going to give that a shake today. Jesse, who do you think is doing good things? Jewett seems to have a good footy smarts. I like his short hand passes. I think, honestly, before you said Jewett, the first player that came to my mind was Jewett because he's had the ball and hit a few targets. Other than that, actually, I haven't really looked at the stats. Other than that, I don't think a single Eagle can put his hand up today. Kelly, 14 touches. Interesting. Strange, actually. 5 clearances. Actually, I'm not saying he's had a good game, but you look at Tim Kelly's stats and they're pretty respectable. 14 disposals, 9 of them contested, and 5 clearances. So it's kind of what's happened immediately after the clearance that has ruined us. Petrocelli actually has done some things. I'm really clutching at straws here, I know, but those are 2 maybe. Kelly's a joke. I want him gone. I just don't think we have anyone to replace him with. They're already playing or have played a bit. We're talking True or Cully. Well, next year we'll have Hewitt and Draper, but I still think. Oh, wait, why did I just assume we're drafting Sid Draper? That was weird. I am tired. I have no idea if we're going to get Sid Draper. We're going to get a high draft pick you imagine gets games, whoever that may be. So a bit more competition next year, hopefully. North won so many wooden spoons in the last 5 years, becoming ridiculous. Some kid in 2060 looking at the AFL wooden spoon wiki going to be shocked. How many spoons have North won? I don't think they've won that many in their history, have they? I feel like they went a long time without winning one. But yeah, I know you meant more recently. Up the cat, says Mr. I'm smart. Yes, you must be a happy man. Petch looks good. I think it's the support after the initial contest. Yeah, agreed. Well said. Yeah, Petch has had 9 touches and a half. That's probably going to be the most he's had in a half in a long time. Yo wins the best and fairest. I think Gov still, but Yo will be top 5. I think Duggan will actually feature, given the way it's voted. Barris should be there. Waterman should be there. I'll probably do a video on that. On True Eagle. Fuck, poor Harley, you're right. God. Anyway, they're on the field. Harley top 5. I don't think Harley will make top 5. Top 10, definitely. Duggan flexing is an indictment. Well, at least he tries hard. Which is more than some can say. Oh, Hutchinson at the centre bounce. Interesting. So that's the first thing that's piqued my interest about this game is Hutchinson on ball. Waterman. Hutchinson. Have a kick. We're back, baby. You guys all doubted us. You guys all thought this would be a huge loss. Now look at you. Nice to see Hutchinson get a couple of possessions there from the centre bounce. That'd be a nice development if he can show a bit in the midfield. Like, that'd be something to take from this game. Because at the moment, all I've taken is an enormous fart on my chest. And that was before the stream started. 100-point turnaround. Woo! Chat's going off. Miracle on grass, too. And we see who we got at the centre bounce now. What's the bet they took Hutchinson off? Now that looks like in there. Hutchinson again? Yeah, affected the ball. There you go. Couple of shots on goal. If West Coast bring it back to 70. Yeah, if we win the half by 5 goals, yes. But that is not going to happen, I don't think. Yes, it was exactly 100 points at halftime with quarters. This wacky and wonderful team keeps surprising us. Waterman's missed to the right. Jai says North will be bottom 4 next year. They're still going to be young. Oh, I kind of got to decide after trade period, see how they go. But they'll be young still. But they've pumped a lot of games into young guys now, so they might make progress. The truth is there's just still such a huge gap between third, last, and the rest of the comp, and that's been the case with North and West Coast for a while now. Now Richmond's come to join the party, and I'd imagine they stay there with their potential trades, right? Holy fuck! I just saw the score. Hawthorn got to 170. Whoa. Damn, sorry, Hee. Only a little bit sorry, just because our situation I still think is worse. But that's annoying. At least yours wasn't record breaking. Ours is potentially record breaking. What the hell, Cripps? What was that from Jamie Cripps? That wasn't cute. That wasn't funny. Stop trying to be funny, Jamie. No, that wasn't the behavior of a guy who's played 250 games. That was panic. Or desperation, rather. Sorry, Darian. I don't think we have much control over the reducing the margin at this point. If the Tigers win, they could lose a spoon. Yeah, let's have a look. I want to look at the percentage of that. Bazzo's on Ollie Henry. Interesting matchup there. Not a bad one. All right, let's look at this Hawthorn percentage. So Hawthorn's up to 118. So they will, obviously, they qualify for finals. Excuse me. And the only way they don't is if Carlton win by 1 billion points. Oh, wow. Okay, Richmond's percentage is 0.1 behind North. Wow, that is interesting. Who do they play tomorrow? No, they play next. That is going to be interesting. Because that could motivate Richmond. Oh, Chester's kick a little bit up and under. Harley, have a shot, son. Just have a shot. Well done. Behind. We should have done better with that. But oh well. I actually missed what Hutchinson did there. I feel bad. Close drops the mark in the goal square. Gold Coast is easy away from home. I think Gold Coast should still win that. But it is winnable. Richmond showed a bit of spunk this year. Gross. Living in the UK, that's kind of changed that expression for me. Ooh. Hoff's got an ankle? He's limping, so it's a lower leg injury. Hopefully he's all right. Gold Coast got the first goal. So that game has just started, I see. Knee. Oh. I didn't realize that was a knee injury. Shit, that doesn't look good. Oh. That's deflating. Best young player, basically. Maybe not best, but oh, that's just fantastic. Advantage paid to Zach Tui goal. Wow, that's deflating. And we were already an empty balloon. Far out. Hopefully that's let's not speak the injury into existence. Well said, Darthy. I think we'll just pretend that didn't happen for a little bit and hope for the best. Come on, the Tigers number 1 pick. Is that who you want, Hee? You want Jagger Smith? I just read the rest of the comment. That's fine. So much for West Coast future defensive half. We'll be okay. Long term. Short term, not so much. Far out. Sent you a DM. Do the jig for Zach. I am going to refrain from any jigging. I was laughing at Rogie's meme he sent me. That is very true. Petch, Duggan, and Hutchie centre-backs. Yeah, I feel like in addition to being terrible, we are kind of taking a piss a little bit. Reckon we'll see records tumble. Maybe. It just depends how much Geelong want to accelerate. It could still happen. It sounds silly, but the fact they only get one goal in the first 5 minutes is a drop-off. So will they double their score from here? Maybe, but yeah. Scofield does like moving magnets. Yeah. I suppose that's what he's there to do at the moment. Who is that in the middle of the ground? Is that Allen? Oh, good mark, Johnston. He's going to be a decent player, I reckon. Nice kick. Got some talent. Oh, it's Clay Hall. Got a few blonde players that are all starting to blend in together now. He was an elusive half-forward type. Okay. Memory serves correct, which it often hasn't. Clay Hall. Nice to see a couple of youngsters combining, as the commentators said, just as I said it. Come on, Clay. Nah. Margin creeps down to 97. Give the Eagles just giving us something to think about. I don't think I've ever been so ready for an Eagles season to finish, hey? League against Richmond, yeah, that was 222 to 65. I want to say it was 147 the margin. Oh, well done, Waterman. Good overhead mark. That's a difficult mark with your hands outstretched. Look a bit more settled since halftime. Well, if they didn't get some sort of emotional response at halftime, that would be shocking. How much is due to Geelong drop off? I'm not sure. That's a great kick. Well done, Waterman. A miracle on ass. So well, and he's worked hard in his sport. He's one trying to change the fortunes of West Coast and keep them. Waterman for AA. Yeah, I don't think he'll get there, but he's had an amazing season. Deserves to be one of the first reserves for that team. Well, Hawthorn, will they beat 170? Yeah, surely. I reckon like 190 plus at this point. Wow. Is that right, North? Sorry. Is that right here? Oh, is that just the last 2 weeks? Yeah, okay. Have you not missed a game other than that? Crazy. Do I think Hawthorn will make it far in finals? I'll be surprised if they actually get far, to be honest. So who are they most likely to play? They're likely to play the Dogs. Let's just say they're likely to play the Dogs at this stage. But that's still really not that that's really not locked in. I need to have another look at the ladder. Hang on. So if Jeremy Cameron's lining up, great. Let's say the Bulldogs lose, Carlton win, Fremantle win. Then Hawthorn actually get a home final against Fremantle. They should win a home final against Fremantle. Am I reading that right? No, they'd play Carlton. I'd tip them against Carlton. Yeah. No, wait. Fremantle? They could play Fremantle, Bulldogs, or Carlton, I think. I don't know. I'm distracted. Then who would they play in week 2? I mean, they could get a Geelong. They could get a GWS. That would be tougher, especially if it's away in a final. I don't know. Hawks could get to a prelim, I'd say. I'd be surprised if they get down to the grand final. Dogs fine line will worry the Hawks. I feel like the Hawks have played well against the Dogs the last couple of years, though. And they beat them earlier this year. Good mark. Well done, Alan. That's a good mark. Because North's loss, they'll move to second on the ladder. North percentage. Yeah, you're right. So if Richmond win, they avoid the spoon. They need to win, though. Freo won the prelim in 15, would have been a Derby Grand Final. Yeah. I know it's meaningless to say this in hindsight, but I think with Freo's form that year, I reckon we would have beat them in 2015. Their form going into finals was not good. Have the Roos really improved under Clarkson? I think they have. I think it's just been the fortnight to end the season. I think it's been a long season for a team that's too young. But I think they had their best run of form over a 10-week, 8-week period. I don't know. That they've had in the last couple of years. I think they did marginally improve. Hutchinson, well done. Well, this is the most I've seen from Hutchinson so far at AFL level, so that's something I'll take out of it. Is the season too long? Damn, Hutchinson recovers a drop mark. He did well. He did well there. Hall. I wanted to see Clay Hall's first goal at AFL level. Their worst is still really bad. Yeah, I don't know. I give North a much bigger break than us, to be honest. They're falling off in the last fortnight. They've been pretty good. I think I just gobbled that straight down my windpipe, which really is an allegory for this game. Is that even the right word? Geez, Geelong's been accurate too. 20 goals, 7. Richmond win the game. I'm going to fly. Well, I kick Brendan Gale in the nuts. That's quite an image. Cats lining up to put the margin over 100. Guess we'd rather choke to death than watch this. Yeah, just pretend. Just pretend to have choked on my drink. Or do it on purpose. Oh no, guys, got to cut the stream. Oh, Petch's kicking board is poor. Under no pressure, it's not good enough. Bazzo on Dangerfield now. He's getting a few of the mid-sized overhead players like Henry and Dangerfield, interestingly. rather than key position. But I suppose there's only Jez, Cameron that they picked, right? Oh no, Shannon Neal. So who's taking Neal? Maybe Jinby's on Cameron, isn't he? Actually, Harry Overs is on Neal. That makes sense. Speaking of, goal. Oh, I actually very nearly hit end stream by accident, and then that would have been really sad. Well, I would have gotten over it. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm having fun. Oh yeah, points about the season being a lot too long. I don't think it's too long. I think it's just the response clubs need to have is prepare their lists a little bit better. I do think we could probably expand list sizes again. We cut it by 2 spots. For COVID and never brought that back. And I think if you're extending the season, you need to give clubs more opportunities to build their lists out. And part of that is also having enough mature players. So if you go in with an extremely young list, then you kind of open yourself up to that vulnerability. You are. Nice kick. Too many buyers. I don't know. I'm not really that against it, to be honest. I do like having an extra week of footy, but give clubs the opportunity to build bigger lists, and then clubs need to probably look at mature age talent a little bit more, which they'll have the freedom to do if they have 2 extra list spots. I don't think Edwards is going to get a contract. Yeah, the retirement or impending retirement from Luke Edwards is sad. Hopefully he's okay. Geelong getting to 200 is still possible. Absolutely, it's still possible. Absolutely. So we got Marek on the field. So that is the one thing we have is young guys in the team. Geez, Hutch has played well. Again, not a lot of bright spots for us, but unquestionably, the only thing he did wrong was fumble a mark. Then he got back at ground level and won the ball back, and we got a shot on goal out of it. That is actually a bit of a positive. Dare I say it, positive. I wonder if they'll double down with opening round. But do you think that was a once-off because of the whole NRL thing? Whatever the hell was the motivation there? Eight rounds with buys is too much. Well, other than fantasy, what actually is the problem with that? I know you're a big fantasy buff, and it's a super coach. I mean, generally fantasy sports. Other than that, I don't really see why not. Oh, get that song out of my head, please. If I walk away from this game with that song in my head, not a good day. Hutchinson has given away a free kick. Go ahead, it's piping up. He's got all right, mate. I mean, he's still destroyed your club earlier this year, so look at me getting in at ground level. Opening round is bullshit. I mean, I'm not necessarily fixated on opening round. It was more just the comment on the buys. I don't know. I selfishly want more football. It gives me more weeks of the year to make content. Fair point around the fairness part. we know the AFL kind of plays fast and loose with equity in the league. So I get that argument. It probably did hurt Collingwood this year as well. A short preseason, having won the flag. So they played 4 extra weeks last year than most of the league, and then 1 less preseason week with the opening round. So there's that. There we go. Whenever they go to the GMHPA, they forget how to play. Yeah. Very predictable, unfortunately. Our only win since 99 came from 55 points down. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't know why I took so long to process that. Yeah, it is just this ground we're allergic to. I think I thought he wrote that for a second, Darthy. Sorry. So I was like, no. But yes, even in that game, we were getting better. It's funny. Oh, stream died. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't see the game for 5 minutes. Max has come up with a proposal to the 666. Probably spread it through 666. That way you mitigate the disadvantages of having your buy too early a bit. Probably prefer that. And selfishly as well, like having a week with 6 buys, it's a lot. Oh, actually, so no, I reread that. 8 and 10 would be too much. I cut out right as we had the ball. We so rarely have the ball. That's right. I got it back now. I've honestly barely noticed Duggan today. Thanks, Cap and Flash. Still going strong, buddy. Thriving. What? As if we get like a rare Geelong mistake and it happens to be a free kick. Richmond's in front by 2 points. I might actually tune into this game after. I don't know if it was high on my priority list before. Stop. Well, 3 goals to 2 goals 6. We keep 2 goals 6 this quarter. So we lost the quarter by 2 points so far. So on the live ladder, we will see North Melbourne in 18th, I can imagine. Or maybe not on percentage yet because it's so low scoring still. Oh dear. Harley. Well done, Harley. Well done, Eagles. Lots of youth there. All those guys were teenagers involved in that play, so there's something in that. Kelly, got to be a good kick. It looks like a very good kick. Well done. That was a nice play. That's the only thing from this game that has not been disgusting. Was Johnston, Clay Hall, Harley Reid, Jack Williams, and then Kelly and Darling at the end. That was all right. Yeah, a tiny bit more. Okay, I see. Thanks, Max. Oh, well, winning the quarter. Okay, so on my live ladder, maybe Richmond just kicked a goal, but now Richmond is slightly ahead. Yeah, North are in 18th. Wow. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy. I think it's felt like the biggest foregone conclusion that Richmond would win the spoon, and they still could, but wow. Kings looking forward to Discover's Bresser. That's sick. North tanking. I don't think it's really worth tanking for pick 1 this year that much. Chessar. Nice. That was good. Kick was decent. Harley got a fist of it. Didn't actually do the math. Yeah, I thought I had the same assumption. I think any win when your percentage is that bad will help the percentage. That makes sense. Maybe North will lose by more than West Coast. I still wouldn't bet on that at the moment. 124. I still wouldn't bet on that. That's a fair point, Diggers. I'd say that's a fair criticism of Simo that probably not experimental enough with the youth. Oh, that sounded weird. You know what I mean. Honestly, I know we should only be taking a little bit from this third quarter where the game's dead and it's been horrible. However, a couple of good signs from young guys that I think has exceeded what we've done in previous games. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to harp on about positives. We'll see how this game ends. Oh, Waterman. Good mark. Just realised TK's playing against his old club. That's right. This feels like a long time ago now he played for Geelong. Played at West Coast a lot longer. It is worth pick 1 will be Jagger Smith. He's supposed to be like Dacos. Yeah, I don't know if I share that. I don't think he's Dacos-like. I think he could go pick 1, but I don't even think it's locked in. I think Sid Draper would still be a viable pick 1. Sullivan. Some of these guys are dropped in form. That's the problem. But we'll see. West Coast mitigated some of the damage for now. You really don't rate Jagger. No, I don't mean to sound like I really don't rate him. I do, but I think it's fair to suggest that he's not Dacos-like. The thing is, I wouldn't say I don't rate him as highly. I think what am I trying to say here? I like some of the other guys' attributes a little bit more, like a Finn, but Finn hasn't played as well as Jagger this year, so it's fair. He said Draper is the younger brother of Arlo. Yeah, I'm surprised that doesn't get mentioned more. Arlo's still on the list, right? He didn't get listed, did he? Worry about his disposal. Disposal and probably like hurt factor. Oh, damn, free kick. He's long gone. I thought he might have been delisted, but I couldn't remember for sure. I liked him in his draft year. That's a shame that didn't work out. Probably different. He's talking about he's efficient inside 50. Has a big tank. That's right. I think as well, unlike a lot of the other kids his age, he's finished school a year early and just been focusing on footy. Cripps, have a shot, son. Nice. Well, We've scored 50 points. Who thought that was going to happen at halftime? I did not think we would beat 50 points. So we can breathe a little easier. 200 is still possible, but hold on. Free kick count really 21-6. Wow. It does feel like we're giving away heaps of annoying points. 84 points, what a steal. Comeback is on. Having to find his second ever job at 32. Damn. Great Escape Part 2. Hutch, another clearance. Nice. Good game from Hutch. All right, well, that's something. I must say there is a little bit of relief in the fact that whatever happens from here, it's not going to be as bad as I thought it would. That doesn't mean Geelong can't score 200. They absolutely can kick 11 goals and a quarter on us. But we've scored 50 points, and that is about 30 more than I thought we would at halftime. And yeah, another 20 seconds to go in that quarter, we might have kicked another goal. Is Hutch the new Durham? Man, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know if he's the new Durham, but geez, he's gone all right today. Considering I hadn't really considered him much of a midfield option before. He has now had 14 possessions, which is the third most of any Eagle. And he has won 5 clearances. Okay, this is something. This is actually something West Coast can take from it. Geelong are not a massively strong clearance team. They're pretty good over the last 5. They've been top 4 in clearance. I know that this is just the third quarter of a dead game, but that is something, absolutely something we can look at. And I mean, one of like 2 things from this game. Of course, when we drafted Hutch, he could play forward, mid, and back. Absolutely. I thought it was more wing than mid that they were talking about, but, credit where it's due. This is something to consider for us. I keep saying that. I keep using that phrase, but I think it's worth noting. It's not completely meaningless. I'm happy with that. Look at me clutching at positives like a sad little man. The optimism's kicked back in. Hewitt and Long will be the new recruits again next year. You're right. Both of those guys are talented and probably in our top handful of young talent. So they might not improve the team, but they will be important players. Hutch could build up. Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't had an AFL preseason yet. Richmond Gold Coast game is close. Yeah, we'll definitely be chucking that on next. I won't stream it. This is my last quarter, absolutely. But we'll chuck it on as I have breakfast. It is nearly 7 a.m. Speaking of, it's 3/4 time. I'm going to use the men's room. I'll be right back.
If you're taking a trip with your friends, why pay for 4 hotel rooms to stay apart when you could get one Airbnb and stay together? New brisket deluxe. Flavor filled with 100% Aussie double beef, slices of slow cooked brisket, and smoky barbecue sauce. New brisket deluxe and pepper brisket. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
We love draft picks. Dun 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 dun. We love draft picks. Dun 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 dun. Hutchinson has been a good pickup. Yeah, this is definitely the most I've seen from him at AFL level so far. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. And I do like that Schofield has tried some stuff. Like somebody said, like Simo wasn't very experimental with like midfield rotations or anything like that. Now, is that a directive that Schofield's been given? It's quite possible, but I liked it. West Coast actually scored more. Yeah, we did. We scored 5-6. We had 11 shots a goal in the third term. Again, I know that Geelong's dropped off, but to be honest, considering how bad we are, it's still good that we lifted when Geelong dropped off. Can West Coast get 14 goals? You bet we can. Oh, in the next 5 rounds. The first 5 rounds of next year, yeah, we'll kick 14 goals cumulatively. Yeah, I think Chester did a couple of good things, used a bit of pace and agility. Again, less intensity, but just something to consider. Something for us to snack on. He's had 9 touches only, though. Humphrey subbed out. Not good for fantasy. If West Coast kicked 11 goals straight, they would still be 18 points down. Why was Andrew drop? I think he had didn't he have 4 touches or 3 touches last week? Kick 15 goals to nothing. Yeah, we can do it. Now, wouldn't that be the biggest story in football ever if West Coast kicked 15 goals to nothing in the last quarter? That would be the most bizarre thing anyone has ever seen. Yeah, I said that I hadn't noticed Duggan. He's only had 8 touches. I think he's getting less midfield time because, we've seen him a bit in there. I'll be interested to see what the stats are on that. But I think they're sharing around the midfield rotations a bit more. Hawks scoring 170. What were they at 3-quarter time? Were they around about 100, 104? Pretty big last quarter. Hopefully Geelong don't kick that amount, because that would put them at 200, and I really don't want 200. I know that's controversial, but I don't want to concede 200 points. Dumb by Leo. Gives away a free kick. It didn't matter in the end, but what was he doing? Geelong lining up for goal. Anyway, what am I looking at here? Would have given Tomahawk a farewell game. Yeah, at this home ground, but they will have at least one home final, right? Henry's missed, thankfully. They need to death ride all of Geelong's shots at goal. Just want to avoid some records here at this point. Wow, 17 goals 4. Weren't some of the games results in that era 25-24? How did they kick 17 goals in a quarter? Well done, Hutch. Good tackle. He's pretty good, Hutch? Been a lot more of a close quarters kind of performance from him. But lots of handballs. Notice he's handballing on his left. He's following up. Probably been our best player today. I think Geelong play all their finals at the G as they get another goal. Hutch puts in effort. You're right. You can just see the second efforts he's putting in. And he's asking how many minutes do they play? 30 minutes of real time, 20 minutes plus time on of game time. Does it depend on the team they play? That's a good question, actually. I think in 2012, they played Fremantle in a final at GMHBA, so it is possible that if they get GWS in like week 1, which I don't, is that possible? It might be possible. If they get GWS in week 1, they could. I don't know the exact rules, but I got a feeling if it's like, a prelim, it's definitely MCG. But a qualifying final against GWS, they might do it GMHBA. I don't know for sure. Oh, Reed on the goal line didn't get a boot to it. You can tell by his reaction he didn't. They lost that game. You're right. Yeah. So yeah, there is a demonstrated history of Geelong playing at least one final in week 1 of the finals at GMHBA against a team that wouldn't draw a big crowd. But you can bet your house that anything from a prelim on would be MCG and maybe even semi. How many minutes left? So we are 18 minutes to go of game time left in this fourth quarter. Why are they reviewing that? Isn't this so obviously behind? Or at least why are they taking so long to review it? Is the other question. Cats will have their home final at the G. Gets priority. How many games are in Melbourne? Good point, Shremo. Actually, that's probably a bigger factor. And there won't be many. Man, that score review was just a massive waste of time. You thought we'd lose by 115? Well, that's looking like a pretty good prediction at the moment. I'd say that's probably a ballpark of how this game ends up. But at halftime, it looks like we might lose by 200, legitimately. Not an exaggeration. The crowd really overreacts to a Geelong skill error, but we've been doing so much of that all day. It's just that when Geelong do it, well done, Harley. It's just that when Geelong do it, the crowd's like, what? just speaks volumes about today. Nice to see Hutchinson and Reid combining. So we are getting some genuine moments from youth, and I feel like in a lot of our games this year, we just haven't seen a lot of that. Not that they're no good, but it's just like combining for like 3 or 4 of them in one hit. Like, that's nice to see. Gold Coast got a 15-point margin in the other game. Nice hit from Harley. Well done. Solid game from Harley. I don't think he's been outstanding, but he's doing his thing quietly. It's been decent. Done some nice things. We do have high standards on him already, but that is a good one-handed contested mark and a good goal. Nice pace from Hutch there as well. Good play. That was on Henry as well. 6 tackles, 8 contested. Nice. Keep doing this and the premiership is ours. Who do I want to win the flag was the question. I'd be happy with any of Sydney, Brisbane, GWS is probably my first 3 favourites. I'm not anti-Victorian, but we've seen the Bulldogs win 1. We've seen Hawthorn win how many have I seen? 4. We've seen Geelong. I've seen Geelong win 4. And Port, for some reason, I just don't care about. I'd be happy with Port to win it as well. But for some reason, I would rather see the others win it more. Probably just because I don't feel like Port a premiership. Don't feel like Port a premiership pace. But ask me again in the finals because I could change my opinion if they come out firing. Port winning it would cap up a great year for North. Just realised why, yeah. Player coach Harley Reid. It's a good way to roll the salary cap. Also a good way to lose games. We're already doing that, so. How is that ball? There's no prior opportunity. Ball's pinned to him. There's no way that's holding the ball. I don't care if it's 360 degrees. It's a dumb rule. Hey, we want a free kick. Did he? He said GWS can't win the flag. Can you tell me why he said that? I don't feel super convinced by GWS at this point, but again, they are a good finals team. It would be kind of cool to see the Giants win the flag, I reckon. Fuck. Ball rolls out of bounds. Did he say Mason Cox was elite? Oh my god. It's champion data bullshit. I don't think it's bullshit. I think it's probably the best we have. But like any set of stats, you need to take them with a massive grain of salt. But I do like what they're trying to do with it. Hutch another possession. Every time I see Hutch, I think of Hutchings True. It does feel weird to call him Hutch when we had another Hutch for so long. Oh, great mark. Mason Cox is a hard player to watch. Okay. He's lining up for goal. I need to fill up my water bottle. This seems like a good time because I don't want him to kick a goal. So screw it. 1 second. You missed, thankfully. Can't even kick 9 straight. Yeah, what a joke. 85 points, 13 minutes to go in the Eagles season. Well done, Grime. Cox is such a nice young man. Yeah, I guess he's probably nice. I've watched a bit of his show. His on-field demeanor though is super annoying. Cameron's got 9. I spoke too soon. Yeah, I don't know. Just like the attempt at swagger that Mason Cox has is just so cringy. Eagles might survive the 100-point drumming. Oh, we'll see. I'd still bet on Geelong winning by 100, but is Cox even young? Well, depends what your standards is. I think he's older than me. How old is Mason Cox? That's a good question. Is he older than me? I think of him as older than me. Yeah, he's 33. Okay. I thought he was 31. He's 33 according to Google. I just Googled it. It said born in 1991. Is that wrong? If the Eagles go the whole season without a 100-point defeat, that's technically progress. Yes, in the loosest possible terms. But I'm danger. Good clearance. Oh. Nah. Why is Jeremy Cameron celebrating like that? I mean, fair enough. He's having a great game. No hate. But, like, the 90 points up, and it wasn't a goal. It was a pass, sort of. I'm just a little surprised to see him really happy with that play. Jazza just loves it. Yeah, sure. I noticed Marrick's on Ollie Henry there. I wonder if that's deliberate. Jezza just seems like an amazing bloke. Yeah, I have no issue with Jeremy Cameron at all. I'm just confused at why that drew a reaction when they're 100 points up. Yeah, fair enough. I don't get why Marrick didn't start. Yeah, I'd suppose just to give Clay Hall an opportunity to play a full game. You feel like Marrick's, Yo tried hard there, but Danger's a hard man to bring down. Marrick has gotten the short end of the stick a little bit with selection and subbing. No pun intended. Maybe they just want to give Clay full 4 quarters. Don't know. How many has he kicked now? He's kicked 9. Yeah, what's his fantasy score? Because I did have him in my fantasy team, and honestly, that has been the best selection I've made all year. 117 points. Yeah, well done, Jesse. Best 3 players at West Coast this season are McGovern, Waterman, and I think it's a bit more even after that. I think there's Yo, there's Barris. Good tackle, Cole, sort of. No, it was a good tackle. Who did I say? Barris, Yo, and then Duggan and Kelly and Reed. Probably the next layer, and it's probably hard to separate like one from the other. Probably Yo, maybe. I'd probably go Yo. Unless I'm missing someone. Oh, well done, Harley. Dove, Waterman, and Yo. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. Harley on Francis. Solid game from Harley. He'll end up, should kick this and have 2 goals. Playing a bit forward. I think probably taking less centre bounces given, Hutchinson is starting to get rolling in there, which is nice to see. Oh, man. So StreamYard only lets you update banners, which is with the score that you're looking at there so many times in a game. There's been so many scores in this game that I've hit the limit, and we've still got 10 minutes left. So I'm just going to delete a few. Why is that in my head? Cuts it to 91, as Rogie points out. It's only 4 or 5 games when Reed put it together. Yeah, I mean, he's 19. Not going to do that every week, especially when you start getting a tag at like game 7. Probably kick Dangerfield. Reed's been better than I expected still. To be doing as much heavy lifting as he does, I didn't expect that from him this year. Imagine if Shees and Haas were in those diabolical teams. I would hate that. Surely Cameron has to kick 3 more. No, I don't think he has to. I'm happy with him not. Still possible. Well done, Jimby. Yeah, I'm happy for Jesse Hogan too. He's had some battles of all shapes and sizes. What am I saying? A lot of every variety. Hogan's had to overcome a fair bit, I reckon. What on Hutchinson? Is that a clearance as well? I think that'll count as a clearance. Nice. Dewar's done some nice things today. Can he stay in the contest? Was that Buse? It's too strong for him. Well done. Nice hands. Johnston, I think. Dewar turnover. No, not Dewar. It was Kelly. Forgive me. It's a wide angle shot. Yeah, Hutchinson has been a clearance machine. You're welcome. Hey. I don't think he wanted to come play in the West, so there you go. $2,000, Anthony. What was the bet? Will Jim be replaced with it as a permanent halfback flank? I think so. Mind you, they were both in the team last week. And hopefully we don't need to replace Hoff next year. Fingers crossed. We did kind of say we wouldn't talk about that, but we'll see what happens there. Shank there from Henry. They've still been accurate, though. 24-11. It's pretty damn good. McKercher, big call for All Australian. I do like him. I'm still in England, Senator. At the end of the season, I shall return to Perth. Yeah, that we could live with that, Dale. Dare I say it. Is it wrong that I want Fred to make? Yes, it is wrong. It is wrong, Jai. I only lost the clearances by 4. I suppose that's not Geelong's forte, but it did look like it was going to get ugly. And it is still pretty ugly, this overall scoreline, but surely not. Does that matter? No. There's some players that are showing a little bit, and there's some that have got a lot of work to do. And they've got 12 months to really show the West Coast Eagles and the coaching staff get into this competition. So I see. That's why you're asking how much time's left. That is now 7.5 minutes. Oh, yeah, Harvey Harrison did do an ACL, didn't he? That sucks. Oh, Clay. Oh, no, he's been blue balling for his first goal. These Eagles didn't have hope. Yeah, that's true. I'm still pretty flat, though, to be honest. I thought we were past this a little bit. Today we are young, I guess, but that first half was so bad. Well done, Edwards. Jeez, Jeremy Cameron's giving him a clap. I know he's being a nice guy, but that is just so sad to see. That's how bad we've been today. You only clap like that when you're extremely confident, and he has kick 9. So I get it. But it was a good mark. Well done, Bazo. Well, dare I say it, this second half is honestly as good as we could have hoped for. And I'm not saying it's been amazing, but we've won the half so far. And who would have even thought that was possible with the way the first half went? I'm not saying we deserve a ton of credit, but I'm just saying it's as much as we could have hoped for. Champ vibes with the clap. Yeah, I don't think he meant it sarcastically, but he's obviously in a really good mood. Did the Eagles improve this year? I think we improved, but yeah, we definitely improved. But we should have always improved with a less lack of injuries. We pretty much did exactly what I predicted, but I won't lie, because as an Eagles fan, I was hoping for a little bit more. Yeah. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes 13 on the season. Be nice to get a couple more. Interesting advantage paid, although Geelong make it work with Stengel. Is that not 50? Dangerfield handballed the ball forward after the free kick was paid. I think it was 50. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Oh. There's a bit of craft there from Danger, I think. Let's have a look at the replay. Did Dangerfield sort of orchestrate that getting knocked out of his hand? I don't think they'll bother showing the replay. It's always the things that I get annoyed about. They don't show the replay. Oh, no. No, that's a 50. My bad. Let's have a look. I thought it might have been some craft because there are players who do that. Oh, hang on. No. It wasn't 50 at all. I don't know how deliberate that was, but yeah. If I could do a 2023 redraft, it would have taken with P2 and 4 from North Melbourne. Would you stick with Reid or would you put it from Kircher and Sanders? I'd probably. That's a tough one. Now that he's a West Coast player, it's harder to give him up, right? There's a psychological element to that. I still think that deal is in favour of. Who was that? Was that Marek? Or was that Hutchinson? Or was it Jinby? We got a lot of blonde blokes at the moment. I think as a neutral, you'd probably take the two players. That is sadistic and weird, TM. I've seen enough now where I don't want any more. How much time left? Yeah, 4 minutes. The ball's in Geelong's forward line, so you'd bet he's looking a little dicey at the moment. I hope you win the $2,000 though. That'd be cool. Richmond getting clapped. Yeah, I thought that'd be the case. So Wooden Spoon's just about locked up. Good tackle, Jimby. $3.45 or $3.47 remaining. Ball up. Forward line. Hutchinson. Another handball. Petch out of the back line. finds Darling. Williams, I think. Yeah, Williams has had a few possessions this game. It's been a quiet game for him, as you can imagine. The ball has not. Hey! Free kick and 50. Man, I don't feel like we've been receiving many 50s this year. That was an unusual play. It has been really impressive from Hutchinson. Easily his best game at AFL level. Jeremy Cameron kicked more goals than Charlie Kerner this year. Whoa. I know this Kerner's missed some footy, but yeah. Oh, thanks. Everything, Essendon. Appreciate it, mate. Is it Felix? Forgive me, I don't mean to dox you. I watched you on Absolutely Essendon last week as well. Hutchinson. Good for him. And good for your bet too, Anthony. To clarify, Hutchinson's just got a goal. So you want the scoreline to stay what it is at the moment. Hutchinson has had a very good game. A lot of handball stuff, but like hardball gets contested possessions. It feels like contested possessions and getting to the right spots. So I'm dare I say it, I think this game has been better than last week. I know the margin doesn't add up there, but we have seen more growth in this game, dare I say it. And that's how bad last week was. It's not this week is good, it's that last week was horrendous. Hutchinson, 23 possessions and a goal. And 6 clearances. American Hutchinson. Yeah, well, both were VFL players, but yes, same thing still applies. Don't you dare pay the mark. Are you joking? Am I going crazy? Or did Marek get 50% of that? Wait, what? I missed that. I didn't see what happened there. I thought we had the ball. What's the free kick for? But yeah, I was referring first of all to Marek fumbling a mark. And he did a good effort. Okay. So he tackled Petruccelli. Must have been correct disposal is the only thing I think there, because I think Petruccelli is confused. I missed that because Petruccelli didn't go down to ground. He kept running. I was confused. I'm more annoyed by the mark that I don't think was there. But, oh well. I just paused that Marek had 2 hands on that ball. Yeah. I don't understand how an umpire makes that mistake. What happened to Petch? Yeah. I can see why I thought that was a throw. The only reason I'm sitting on the fence about it is just I didn't quite see it, but it did look throwish. So Carlos, sorry, says my soul hurts. Yeah. We're winning the half by a point. 90 seconds to go in the season. Oh, strange kick from Petch. Works out though. Kelly in some space. Does he hit a target? He does. Darling inside 50. Come on, Eagles. Get another goal. Surprised the umpire didn't pay that a mark. It definitely wasn't a mark, but... Mm. 54 seconds. It almost feels like a thriller where we're only 1 point down or 1 point up. Because because I'd like to avoid 100 points. But also we got Anthony's bet. 43 seconds to go. Oh, it's a turnover. No. Hutchinson again. Just little tap-ons. Petrocelli finds Kelly. Tell you what, good vision. The kick wasn't great. Dewar, have a shot. The first of his career, brother. That's his 4th goal. No, this is his 5th goal. No, 4th. What? Great goal from Dewar. This is 4th. He kicked 1 on debut against Collingwood, and he kicked 2 against Gold Coast. And he kicked 1 against North. That ripping goal. So it's 5 goals to his career. I'm really fixating on that, but it was just kind of funny to hear him say that. 23 seconds to go. So the bet is still not absolutely locked in. 23 seconds to go because West Coast could score a goal. Kind of hoping they don't for you, Anthony. Hawks are in 4th position currently, are they? Wow. Can they get there? If Port and GWS lose, do Hawthorns stay 4th? Oh, no, the Bulldogs would go ahead, wouldn't they? 13 seconds to go. And that will be it. The bet is safe, I reckon. 3 seconds to go. The ball's on the wing. Ball up. Yeah, throw in, sorry. Oh, no, Geelong. Sorry, Geelong are now 4th because they... Yeah, I forgot about that. There we go. Season is over. And honestly, bit of relief that game didn't get worse. And I think we got a little bit out of it in the second half, dare I say it. I know, like, dead game in the second half. It's not like Geelong were playing their absolute top. But we saw some guys like Hutchinson in new roles go all right. So, like I said, probably happy with this than there was last week. More draft content. The season is over for the Eagles. We won the second half. We're going to win the flag. And you won the bet, Anthony. Well done. That's insane. $2,000. Well done. That's crazy. Still embarrassing. A little bit. I think, had I slept through this game and woke up to that score, I'd probably be like, oh, that's not too bad. That's how much how little I expected from this game. To experience the first half, that was horrendous. And I thought we were on track for a 200-point loss, legit. So it was a bit of a roller coaster there. Did Anthony put a big multi on and have a random AFL margin league? Possibly. Yeah, I think that's more or less what was happening, Max. Barry Armstrong, Joe Berry. That would be a good draft for North. To get offered a 3-match suspension. Is that a reference to? I missed something? How many pickets are there that I'm forgetting? Marlian and Cozzy. Thing about games is that you're supposed to score more than your opponent. For all 4 quarters. All right. Well, we can learn from that and build into next year. It's sad that 90-point loss isn't that bad. Yeah. It's our youngest team for the year. So, like I said, you just look at the score. I would have woken up and gone, that's about right. Scored 75 points. Like, dare I say it? It's still better than last week, I think. Last week was horrendous. Oh, Cozzy Pickett. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You know what's dumb? You know what's dumb because I'm tired? When you said Pickett, I did think of Cozzy, but I thought Port haven't played yet. He doesn't play for Port Adelaide. This is what happens when you talk on camera for 3 hours at 4 a.m. Yeah. final free kick count was 27-9. That's absurd. That is absurd. Well, I don't know how much more there is to say about that game. 61 points and a half is crazy. I know, yeah, dead game, but still. I think I am going to tune out there, guys. We've just ticked over 3 hours. I've been up since 4. It is now 7:40 a.m. I need some breakfast. I have really enjoyed this with you. Thank you for streaming Eagles games with me this year. I will be doing more streams throughout the season. First week of finals, I think I'm not going to do a stream, but I think I will do pretty much every game after that. So thank you for being here. I was thinking of Byron. I also just did a video about how Port Adelaide's going for Cozzy, so I think that might have been a factor as to why I confused them. But either way, it was just a momentary lapse. Jared Pickett, true. West Coast Eagles waffle legend. But yeah, thank you very much, Pam. I enjoyed this. It was probably a nice distraction from what was happening. But yeah, thank you very much. And well, I'll see you on True Eagle. I'm going to do a review pretty soon. So take it easy, fellas and ladies, and I'll see you in the next one.